Hi, I'm T.R. Williams, County Executive.
Hi, I'm Keith Durham, Mayor of the City of Lawrenceburg, the birthplace of Southern gospel music and the home of David Crockett.
Hi everybody, I'm Alan Betts. I'm host president of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series held in Lawrenceburg.
On behalf of the citizens of Lawrence County,
I want to welcome you to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series.
PSEC Productions, in association with K2 Media, proudly presents the 2015 Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV Online. Now, live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music and the land of Crockett, with Stanley Wilson, here's J.P. Plant.
And we welcome you live to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning still, for a few more minutes here in Central Time Zone. J.P. Plant, Stanley Wilson here with you on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV as the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series continues. Some makeup games today as we are going to play Saturday schedule here on Sunday afternoon. And we will hopefully catch up, weather permitting, by the end of the night and be back on schedule for Monday with just 4 games, 2 in each field, as we get ready for the elimination round starting on Tuesday. Joined, as usual, by my partner in the booth, Mr. Stanley Wilson. And Stanley, a long day yesterday, a lot of waiting around, finally got some more baseball in, and everybody's excited just to kind of get in a little bit of a rhythm as we roll through this World Series.
Yeah, we had 2 teams yesterday. Montana and the Pennsylvania squad had not played a game, and they've been here since Tuesday, so they were ready to go, and they finally got a game in last night. But if you're like Ernie Banks, you want to play 2 today, and that's what he always said.
Let's play 2. Yes, indeed. And we are going to play at least 2 for several teams, and a total of 8 games on the 2 fields, weather permitting, today. So the schedule, just kind of recapping to set you up a little bit, is we've got right now we will have the team from Glacier, Montana versus Westchester, California. And happening over at Cruz Field will be Pennsylvania versus Fargo, North Dakota. Now, following our game here on Denver Trap Field, the host team from Lawrenceburg will take on the Ohio Valley champs from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. That game scheduled around 2:30. And at about the same time on Cruz Field, it will be Giles County, Tennessee versus South Brazoria County, Texas. And that will also be around 2:30. Then, once those games conclude, we'll try to start up close to 5:30. And we will have here on Denver Trap Field, Giles County, Tennessee against Glacier, Montana. And on Tom Cruise Field, you will have Sarasota, Florida and Brazoria County. And as they read the code, we'll have the national anthem coming up in just a moment. Let's take a 2-minute break, as we are joined by our friends from Kalispell, Montana, 95.9 Hank FM. And we'll have the first pitch, the starting lineups, when we return in 2 minutes on the Export.
There are many reasons to Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Center, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers. Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotion and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
All right, our national anthem. It's time now for our First Farmer starting lineups, brought to you by First Farmers Bank. For the life you lead. For the visitors from Glacier, Montana, Austin Green will lead off playing short. Thomas Helwig at third, batting second. Tarek Bistido will hit third. Max Smiley, the cleanup, playing second. Logan Colladaychuk, the extra hitter today for Montana. Ryan Thompson will hit sixth, playing first. Quentin Shriver behind the plate, hitting seventh. Brandon Thomas is in left. He'll hit eighth. Batting ninth will be Caleb Meehan in center. And hitting 10th, Montana going with 10 hitters today, will be Skylar Warner, who plays in right field. For the boys from Westchester, California, just outside of Los Angeles, big winners late last night over the East Tennessee champs from Giles County, 21-2 in 5 innings. They will send to the mound Mason Goodman. And at third base, Joseph 14. Adrian Morales at short. Nate Lorenz at second. Ryan Gervais is at first. In the outfield, Hunter Lynch in left. Michael Gonzalez in center. And Maxwell Sterner is in right. Kennedy GN is behind the plate for the boys from California. And those starting lineups brought to you by First Farmers. Stanley, the keys.
Yeah, these keys to the game brought to you by Williams Auto Sales and Auto Credit. Next time you're looking for a car or truck, go see Bobby or Raleigh for your new set of keys. And the key for Montana is they got to figure out this California squad, how to keep them off the bases. Bistido is going to have his hands full on the mound, but he's going to have to make some good pitches and some clutch moments because this is a good hitting team from California. Montana's got to forget about that game yesterday and come out here and play their kind of ball. For California, they just got to keep doing what they've been doing. They've been hitting the ball. They hit the ball well against Giles County last night as they racked up a bunch of runs. But they got to overcome the early start here. They got home late last night, and now they got to get that out of their system and get going here early today.
All right, so California, big win, as Stanley mentioned last night. A quick turnaround, less than 12 hours since they walked off Tom Cruise Field next door. Back at it this morning, and now as we are 2 minutes after noon, ready to play ball on a Sunday afternoon. Montana and California for the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. And also, we are sending it out to our friends in Kalispell, Montana on 95.9 Hank FM. Austin Green will lead things off for Montana against Mason Goodman. A big righty for California. First pitch. Drifts outside for a ball, 1-0. We're underway at 12:03 p.m. Central from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We'll get your Martin Methodist forecast coming up in just a moment. Here's a pitch by Goodman. That's over for a strike. Count even at 1-1. Montana 0-1, California 1-1. That pitch is low for a ball. 2-1. Austin Green was the starter for Montana yesterday. Here's the 2-1 from Goodman. Paints the outside corner. Count even at 2-2. Goodman, the big righty. Just a bit outside. Count's full. Leadoff hitter for Montana. Just underway. Montana and California. Here's Goodman, the payoff pitch. Oh, it hits him in the back, right between the 1 and the 0.
Now what Mason wanted to do to start this ball game. Time now for our weather report, brought to you by Martin Methodist College, providing an education that's personal. It's about 79 degrees right now, and it's overcast here. We've got a system south of us. We hope it just breaks up before it gets up here.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock, 30% chance. 2 o'clock, we've got 60%, and about 50 at 3 p.m., and then it clears off in terms of the chance of rain. We'll see if our meteorologist back at the station, Ben Luna, can put a little voodoo on that weather. First pitch squaring around, and is Tommy Hellwig. It is fouled out of play, 0-1 the count. And we saw this yesterday,
Exactly.
Stanley. A lot of small ball from Montana. They like to put a lot of people in motion.
Yeah, they like to hit and run, and they like to use the bunt to try to get the runners around the bases, and that's what they try to do here in the second batter of the ball game, and Hellwig.
You may hear some cheers in the background over in Cruz Field, Pennsylvania, and North Dakota just underway. Actually, Pennsylvania just up 1-0. There goes a runner. And Green is going to be safe as the throw from GN was a little bit towards the first base side of second base, and sliding underneath it was Green. Nice slide there by Green.
Yeah, that was a nice slide. He went to the outfield side of the bag and was able to go around the tag without getting out of the base paths. So Austin Green now in scoring position for Hellwig here.
Pitch was a strike, so it's 0-2 to Hellwig. Hellwig playing third today. Here's the pitch from Goodman. And strike 3, outside corner. Catches him looking, first strikeout of the ball game for Goodman.
Yeah, just caught that outside part of the plate. Good pitch from Goodman.
Tarek Bistodeau, who will take the mound for Montana this afternoon, steps into the batter's box, hits from the right side, wearing number 7. Glacier in their gray uniforms again today. Black sleeves, gray pants with a black trim. Here's the first pitch from Goodman. Grounder to the right side. Lorenz up with it, on to first to Gervais. Moving to third is Bistodeau, or rather is Green, and there are 2 outs in the inning.
Well, he gets to run around to third. Unfortunately, there's 2 outs now. Good fundamental baseball by Montana.
And you could tell that's exactly what he was planning on doing. Slapping into the right side to move the runner over. 90 feet away, but there are 2 outs. Max Smiley is the hitter. Playing second today, asks for and receives time. California in their white jerseys with navy trim and red letters. Script that says Westchester. They've got white pants and blue stockings. Navy blue stockings. That pitch is inside for a ball. 1-0. It's a good look for Westchester. Similar to maybe an old school throwback of what the Atlanta Braves you might see from time to time.
Yeah,
That's the
like
color
their,
scheme.
I like their socks. Their leggings.
Their leggings. Stockings, maybe? They're not called stirrups anymore, are they?
Well,
There's
that's
a
probably what it is.
strike on the inside corner. I know when I played, we had actual stirrups. And then we went from transitions from stirrups to socks that had the stirrups already on it. That fad went away pretty quickly. That was bad.
That was not a good look.
1-1 count, runner at third, 2 outs. Here's Goodman. There's a grounder to the left side of the infield. Cutting over is 14 from third. On to first in time to retire the batter. So Montana gets a runner on, but they strand him at third. We head to the bottom of the first. Westchester, California steps to the plate. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. We'll be back in a moment.
Lawrenceburg Glass would like to thank you.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
And we welcome you back to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee and the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Montana and California, live on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. It'll be the boys from Westchester, California. Their lineup looks like this. Michael Gonzalez will lead off, playing center. Adrian Morales hits second at short. Joseph 14 will bat third, playing third. Ryan Gervais at first will hit cleanup. Kennedy Gian behind the plate hits fifth. Hitting sixth is Max Sterner playing right. Hunter Litch is in left and will hit seventh. Mason Goodman on the mound will bat eighth, and Nate Lorenz at second will hit ninth for Westchester, California, the Pacific Southwest champions, and located basically in the backyard of LAX International Airport.
Yep, that's where they were television. You think it's early here? It's 10 o'clock there.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, some morning baseball for folks that are listening and watching out west. We are so glad you were tuned in with us today. And on the mound for Montana, Tarek Bistido. Shriver is behind the plate. Hellwig at third. Green at short. Smiley is at second. Ryan Thompson at first. It'll be Brandon Thomas, Caleb Meehan, and Skylar Warner, your outfield from left to right. Gonzalez hits on the right side. Bistido from the stretch to lead things off. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0 the count.
Well, we know this is a good hitting team in this California bunch. They lost a heartbreaker. They were up 3-1, I believe, against Texas, and allowed 7 runs in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah,
but they came back with a vengeance last night.
Yes. And made sure that was just a fluke, according to them. And squaring around, and it's outside for a ball. Count now 3-0 as Gonzalez pulled back. JP Plant, Stanley Wilson here with you on the Exports Radio Network. Bottom of the first, no score. Montana and California. The 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. That's over at the knees on the inside for a strike. 3-1 the count.
Bistido just needs to fire some strikes in there because California doesn't need any more help by walking anybody.
And that one's inside for a ball. And a leadoff walk for Gonzalez for California. That'll bring up Adrian Morales.
This is the first time we've got to see this California squad, so we'll see what they do with any kind of hit and runs or sacrifices or hitting away here.
Yeah, throughout the World Series, as a throw over to first. Here at Denver Trap, where Stanley and I are for the duration of the tournament, we will see all 10 teams, as will on Tom Cruise, our partners Kevin Kilpatrick and Cam Mashburn. You can watch their game, Exports TV 2, and that one hits Morales, second hit batsman today, one for each team. Right in the back. Just waking everybody up. That's all the pitcher's doing, right, Stanley?
Yeah.
It's early for these guys on Mountain and Western Pacific time.
Well, Bistido just needs to settle down a little bit. Try to induce a ground ball right here. But Joe Fortin, is that his name, Fortin?
14. Hits from the left side, yeah.
He's got different attitude about things. He's going to try to drive one out there to right center field.
Slightly open stance, hits on the left side. No, he's squaring around the butt now.
Around.
It's a little small ball action for California as well. That pitch is inside. 1-0.
The number 3 hitter is usually a power hitter, so they're going to take the power hitter and let him try to get some runners around here. Let's see if he squares around on this one.
Well, Hellwig at third is behind third base. He is deep. He could lay one down there. Now he's swinging away. And it's low, 2-0. No score. Bottom of the first. He's all running together now, Stanley.
Yeah.
Pitch is low.
A lot of baseball here.
Yeah. We'll have 4 games on this field today, weather permitting. 4 games next door at Cruz Field, weather permitting. 8 total. And you'll see and listen to every one of them on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. It's a 3-0 count to the third hole hitter, Joseph 14, the third baseman from California. Bistido, the wind, and misses low. 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Ryan Gervais.
Chad Green, the manager for Glacier, is going to come out and try to settle his pitcher down. Going to get all the infielders out there.
While he does that, I want to remind you that you can watch and listen to every game of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series live from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee by visiting exportsradio.com, the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV, where the Babe Ruth World Series comes to life and available only at exportsradio.com. Now, all of our videos, replays are available throughout the duration of the World Series on our YouTube channel. Once that concludes, those will be taken down. But fret not, Stanley. We are making DVD copies of every single game. And if you're at the park, you can purchase them at the PSEC tent. Or we are making them available online through our World Series shop. We'll have more details as the tournament rolls along where you can find those for those of you that may not be in Lawrenceburg this week.
Wish you were here.
Yes. There's the first pitch. The cleanup hitter, Gervais, catches the knees for a strike, 0-1. So the talk from Manager Green worked.
Manager Green said just throw the ball over the plate and let your defense do its work.
Infield is in for Montana with the bases loaded and nobody out. That pitch is low. So they're going to look to try to stop the bleeding a little bit, if you will. They don't want to sacrifice any more runs than they have to.
The third baseman's covering the bag.
That pitch is low for a ball. 2-1. Montana and California. Bottom of the first, bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the pitch from Bistido. And that one's low. And the count now 3-1. No place to put Gervais.
That's a hitter's count right here. Gervais could be sitting on a fastball.
Here's the 3-1. Popped up in the right center field. Going back is Warner. He makes the catch. Tagging at third is Gonzalez to throw into the infield. And it gets past Smiley at second. Now coming home is Morales. He slides in safe. And 2-run score. California jumps up early 2-0 over Montana.
Well, not handling the relay throw at second base, was able to get the runner from first to second, but more importantly, was able to get California their second run of the ball game. So they score a run on the sacrifice fly and then another run on an error.
All right, so two-run score. And the hitter is Kennedy Gian, the catcher for California. And there's a line drive laced into center field. Caleb Meehan going back, makes the catch over his head. And holds 14 at second. Meehan Stanley first came in, but saw quickly that ball was laced out there, had to retreat and made an outstanding catch.
Yeah, that's called a good recovery right there. Meehan, as you said, he'd come in a couple of steps, and all of a sudden he had to go back. And he did not lose track of the ball and was able to catch it. So good play.
All right, so the hitter will be Max Sterner playing right field. Hits from the left side. First pitch over for a strike from Bistido. So 2 outs now in the inning. No hits for California, but they have pushed 2 across. Line drive to right center field. Gets through. 14 rounding third. Warner coming up with it. Now the relay. Play at the plate. Not in time. As 14 scores from second on the single from Sterner. Sterner stays at first, and it's 3-0 California.
Well, California did not stop him at third base. He had him going all the way with 2 out. He was running.
I'll tell you, California, when they hit the ball, Stanley.
Yes, from what little I saw last night, they are a very good hitting team.
Here's the first pitch to Hunter Lynch. Is high for a ball, 1-0. Sterner, the runner, at first. With an RBI single. First hit of the ball game for either team.
Well, Bistodeau just needs to settle down again and just try to get this batter right here. A 3-run lead is not much to overcome.
There goes the runner. Throw from Shriver. A little off center, and Sterner with a stolen base. The pitch was a ball. It's 2-0. Bistodeau with 20 pitches already here in the bottom of the first. Pitch is low and outside for a ball, and it's 3-0. As 2 walks and a hit batsman loaded the bases. And there's another walk, third walk of the inning for Bistodeau. And Lynch will trot down to first. That'll bring up the pitcher, Mason Goodman, for California.
Well, with the walk, it does put a force play at second base now, along at third base also.
3-0 California, 2 outs though in the inning. 2 runners on base. First pitch to Goodman from Bistodeau is outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. Goodman only threw 13 pitches in the first inning. Top of the first. Stands in the batter's box now. There goes the runner. And Sterner, the ball would have been there if it was low, but it was high, and it gets over Hellwig. And coming in to score is Sterner. And it's 4-0. Moving up to second is Lynch on the throwing error. So Sterner with a stolen base. And then comes home on the throwing error.
It's a 2-1 count.
Yep, there's a shot to the right side. Picking up cleanly onto first base for Montana to retire the side, but not before California gets 4 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 1, California 4, Montana nothing. This is the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, and from Kalispell, Montana, you're listening on 95.9 Hank FM.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Stanley Wilson, JP Flynn here with you. And time now for our field conditions and dimensions, Stanley.
Yeah, this look at your field condition and dimension brought to you by Express Med, urgent and primary care. Convenient, fast, painless. Express Med, are you sick? We're there quick. 336 down the lines and 375 to deep center field. And, of course, this field has taken on a lot of moisture, a lot of rainfall. Somebody said maybe about 4 inches of rain had fell in that 24-hour period.
I think so. First batter up for Montana here in the second will be Logan Colliday, Chuck, the extra hitter. He takes a pitch high for a ball from Mason Goodman.
But I want to say that Doug Howell and Jeff Clifton and all their crew have done a great job on both these fields.
It is phenomenal. That pitch is over for a strike, 1-1. I've heard some people say that have been around baseball a long time that this is one of the better amateur facilities that you're going to find. There's a little squibbler off the end of the bat towards the first baseline. Coming up is Gervais and makes the play. Ryan Gervais charging in, able to scoop it up and make the tag all in one motion to retire Colliday, Chuck. Not an easy play. It looks easy sometimes, Stanley, but that's not easy. So Ryan Thompson, big number 99, steps into the batter's box on the left side. One out here in the top of the second. Line drive to the right side. Diving and getting through. It is stopped by Lorenz. Retreating was Goodman. But a tie basically as Thompson was legging it out. Bang, bang play. I tell you, 3 great plays right there. One from Lorenz at second to grab. One from Goodman to get over to the bag, and 3 from Thompson for his hustle.
Exactly right, JP. Goodman, that was good fundamental baseball right there. He knew he had to get anything hit to that side of the infield. He's always breaking toward first base. And when the first baseman went under his glove, he would get hustled over there. But so did Ryan Thompson hustling down the line there to get on base for Montana.
So the hitter will be the catcher, Quentin Shriver. Hits from the right side. Here's the pitch from Goodman. Sails a little bit outside. 1-0 the count. $4-0 your score. California over Montana. There's a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Morales on to second for 1. To first in time. Scooped up out of there by Gervais for a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Nice play, California. Retires Montana. And that'll do it for them in the second. We head to the bottom of the second. It'll be California coming to the plate when we return to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, and 95.9 Hank.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
We're back in Lawrenceburg at the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series, Montana and California. Go to the bottom of the second. Up for the boys from Westchester will be Nate Lorenz, Michael Gonzalez, and Adrian Morales. And if anybody gets on base, it'll be Joseph Fortin, and we appreciate the correction on our pronunciation. I understand his grandmother.
We need a lot of corrections.
Yes, I understand his grandmother is listening or watching. We appreciate that. Joseph Fortin.
And I want to apologize for my Alabama accent and vocabulary.
And if you're watching, you can comment on our video on our YouTube channel. So if you got a name that we're not saying it just the way it needs to be said, let us know. We'll be happy to correct that. First pitch from Bissido is low for a ball to Nate Lorenz. 1-0 the count. That pitch is in the dirt, 2-0. Four 0 your score. California over Montana. 4 runs in the first on 1 hit. Led by 3 walks and a hit batsman. That one's over for a strike. Maybe Bistido can find his groove a little bit here. Pitches from the stretch. Every pitch. The righty just inside for a ball. 3-1. Montana had a long day yesterday as they tried to start at 9 o'clock yesterday morning. Was here at the ballpark early. That pitch is over for a strike.
And they had that long wait.
Yep. And so they didn't get started till 6 o'clock, and it was their first game of the tournament. California, conversely, they had the late game on Cruz Field, and due to the fireworks, that ball is chopped to the left side of the infield. Helwig coming up with it across the diamond to Thompson in time for a 5-3 put-out. 1 gone here in the first. The California, due to the fireworks display, which was incredible last night in between games, their game started about 9:40 Central Time, and they didn't leave the field until 12:02 a.m. And they started this morning at 12:02 p.m. Same day. 1 out, and the hitter is Michael Gonzalez, top of the order. He walked his first time, came around to score back in the first. That pitch is over for a strike from Bistido. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Sails over everybody. 1-1 the count. All the way back to the backstop with the new pads on it. New paint.
We lost the ball at the plate. Umpire, catcher, the batter standing on top of it. Looked like one of my golf balls.
Yep, exactly. Here's the 1-1. At the knees, inside corner. 1-2 the count.
One of the few hitters Bistido's got ahead of, but that was a good pitch, keeping it low in the strike zone. And find another one right here. See if he throws something outside the strike zone to make him chase it. He tried to, but he didn't go for it.
So the pitch outside makes the count even at 2-2. Michael Gonzalez at the plate. Leadoff hitter. Gets on base again with a single back up the middle. Bounces off the mound and gets into center where Meehan will retrieve it. He is 1 for 1, reached both times this afternoon.
What you want to see from your leadoff hitter getting on base.
Coming to the plate now for Westchester, number 7, Adrian Morales.
So Adrian Morales now checks into the ball game. Steps in the batter's box. And there's a steal as Shriver unable to get the ball out of his hands. Pitch was a little high for a ball. So Gonzalez makes his way down to second. And a very fast California team, Stanley.
Yeah, they got some speed on this team.
A save by Shriver inside 2-0 the count as it was low. And Morales last night, as he grounds one in between third and short. And rounding third and scoring is Gonzalez. Morales making his way to second on the throw and does so safely, sliding it head first, and it's 5-0 California.
Well, that was perfectly placed right between short and third. And you see that moisture in the outfield still. It slows that ball down. You got to be charging them out there. But with this California team, you got to play back a little bit more than maybe another team.
So Joe Fortin had 2 RBIs in last night's 21-3 win over Giles County. Steps in the batter's box, takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Fortin walked his first time and scored back in the first. Turns on that one, pops it up, right back over our head. It will get into the stands or just past the stands. 0-2 the count. The count, 1 out. 5-0 California over Montana. Joe Fortin takes it inside for a ball. 1-2. Bistido now with 43 total pitches. Only 17 have been for strikes. Here's the pitch. Lifted into left field. Thomas has a beat on it, coming in, makes the grab, retreating back to second is Morales. And there are 2 outs in the inning.
Nice running catch by Thomas out there. It was slicing away from him, but he stayed with it.
Yeah, it looked like just an average fly ball, and then all of a sudden he had to pick up his gait just a bit. So the hitter will be Ryan Gervais. Sacrifice fly, lifts this one into center field. This one's going to get down for a base hit. Coming around third is Morales. Throw is cut off, and it's 6-0 California over Montana with the RBI single from Ryan Gervais. Aggressive hitters from the California team, Stanley. Not wasting any time.
Well, with 2 out, the runner's going to be running, and they just using that speed to create some runs right here. Going all the way around from second and not stopping.
So Kennedy GN steps in the batter's box from the right side with Gervais at first. Bistido, here's the pitch, lifted. High pop fly on the infield, now drifting foul. Hellwig has a beat on it for the 3rd out of the inning to retire California and the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Thomas. The top of the 4th, 3rd, it'll be Thomas, Meehan, and Warner when we return to Lawrenceburg in the Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, and 95.9 Hank FM.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Welcome back to the Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. California leading Montana 6-0. We head to the top of the third. Thomas, Meehan, and Warner, the first three up, facing Mason Goodman. And here with the play-by-play, take you through the middle of the ball game will be Stanley G. Wilson.
All right, Brandon Thomas steps up here, the left fielder for the Glacier, Montana team. Champions of the Pacific Northwest. Goodman on the mound, lines and he fires. Ground ball back towards short. Morales up with it, throw over first in time. One pitch, one out here in the top of the third inning.
And Stanley, this is the third time this Glacier or Montana team has made it to the World Series. First time was in 1983. And the president of the current Babe Ruth League in Glacier, Ray Queen, who has been our liaison for radio back in Montana, got a win in that World Series and is the only Montana pitcher to win in the World Series. How about that?
Strike called. Well, they're trying to change that up here.
Yes, yes. He keeps saying that's not a distinction or a marker I want to keep.
Swung on and missed, strike two. Swung on the top of that one. Meehan up to bat. He's first at bat here. Caleb, the center fielder. Foul tipped. So he stays alive with a 0-2 count.
And a scoring update now. Fargo, North Dakota gets a run in the bottom of the third, ties it up with Pennsylvania 1-1 in that ball game. Over on Tom Cruise, you can watch that on Exports TV 2.
Ball just misses outside.
And for all information on where to watch, where to listen, game schedules, just go to exportsradio.com.
Ball outside. Evens it up at 2-2 now. No one on base. One out. Second batter here in this inning in the top of the third inning. California leads 6-0 over Montana in this pool game. Game 3, really, of the pool. There's a bouncer back to the mound. Goodman's got it. He underhands it and almost didn't get it there, but he does in time. Should say the third game for California, only the second game for Montana in pool play. So two out here, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Skylar Warner, the right fielder.
Goodman appears to have found a nice groove, Stanley. Only given up one hit so far.
Yeah, he's faced the minimum so far. Skylar wants to change that. Strike in there on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Goodman winds and he fires. Square around the bunt, bunts it right back up to the pitcher. Goodman with it, and he throws on to first for the out. So 1-2-3 does it for Montana in their half of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Your score remain California 6, Montana nothing. You're listening to the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. We want to welcome our visitors from 95.9 listening to us in Montana on 95.9 Hank the FM.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Your score, California leads Montana 6-0. We head to the bottom of the third. Up for Westchester, California, the Pacific Southwest champs, it'll be Max Sterner, Hunter Lynch, and Mason Goodman. They'll be facing a new pitcher for Montana, and that will be number 14, Logan Colladaychuk. And we'll get, he was the extra hitter, so he's just coming in to replace the pitcher for Montana. I don't see any other defensive changes. Stanley,
I don't either. I meant to bring my binoculars up here again.
And while he finishes his warm-ups, I want to remind you that we are at our broadcast position built by Parks Lumber. Also our camera positions that were built for the World Series. And our position over at Tom Cruise Field, a nice deck with some composite material, Stanley.
Yeah, that
it's what you would have on your back deck.
Yeah.
It's great. I want to thank Jay Pavarsi, Jimbo Parks, and the entire Parks family at Parks Lumber for all their support during the World Series.
All right, first batter up, ball outside. Sterner, the batter. Colladaychuk in relief here for Montana. He winds and he fires. Strike caught the corner.
And Stanley, the numbers on Bistodeau. 2 innings pitched. Gave up 6 runs, 5 of them earned. 4 hits, 3 walks. Did hit a batter. Did not strike out anybody.
That one's high. 2-1 now. Ball outside. 3-1. The call to the bullpen to get Colladaychuk in the ballgame, brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee and Lawrence and Giles County. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup. And that one's high, so he walks him. Loses him on a 3-1 count. So Sterner down at first base, and I'll bring up Hunter Lynch, the left fielder for Westchester.
Batting now for Westchester, the right field number 30, Hunter Lynch.
Sterner gets his lead at first. Pitch to the plate in the dirt, ball 1. Sterner gets his lead again. Got a good lead over there. Yeah, he's going to take off. Ball outside. Throw down to second. Not in time. So 2-0 count and a runner down at second base in scoring position. Colladaychuk trying to pitch around this trouble here. Hunter Lynch trying to get a base hit and get another run in for California. Ball high. 3-0 now. Looks back to second. He winds and he fires. Ball high. So they'll put 2 runners on, both walks, here in the bottom of the third. Driver going out to talk to Logan. It looks like he's going to take off a knee brace. He's got another brace under that, so that might have been irritating him a little bit.
You got a pitch hitter, Stanley.
Yeah, I was looking down. It's going to be Mateo Camano.
That's right.
So Camano will come in and pitch hit with runners at first and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the third.
Pitch hitting for Goodman, the pitcher, as there is activity in the California bullpen, and looks like we might have a pitching change in the next half inning for California.
That ball outside, 1-0. He squared around the bunt. Let's see if he does it again here. Ooh, throws it over his head, goes back to the backstop, throw down nope, they're going to keep it. He thought about throwing it to third. Shriver sticks it in his pocket here. So now runners at second and third, just like our sacrifice. Kamano can get a couple of runs in with a base hit. Holiday Chuck still trying to find the strike zone. He looks to third and he fires. Ball in the dirt. 3-0 now. So Kamano will probably have the take sign here. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Strike in there. Took a little bit off of that one. Got it over the plate. That one gets away. Here comes the runner from third. And nobody was covering the plate. Kamano was running down to first on the ball 4. Holiday Chuck was getting late to the plate. So Chad Green's going to call timeout and walk out and talk to his pitcher and catcher and most of the infield.
At the plate for Westchester, number 21, Nate Lauren.
Coach Chad Green trying to find a combination of pitching here. California with that run goes up 7-0 now. Now the meeting on the mound is broken up.
Well, we got a moment to say. I want to let people know that our portable power at the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series is made possible by our friends at Rent Right in Lawrenceburg, located on Buffalo Road, providing a generator for us so we can get power to our cameras out in the outfield and bring all this World Series coverage out west to California and Montana, all across the country.
Ball low, and Kamano's running down to second with no throw, so now they have runners at second and third. With Lorenz, the batter. Nate, the second baseman, made some good plays out in the field from California today. Swung on a miss. Strike one. 1-1 count. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. Ball inside. 2-1 now. Swung on and miss. Strike two. 2-2. Holiday Chuck just reared back and threw that one. Just misses outside. Glacier fans wanted that one.
Yes,
called.
they did.
Makes it a full count now, so payoff pitch coming with nobody out. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ball high. The bases will be loaded now. Going to bring up the top of the order, Michael Gonzalez. Michael playing center field for Westchester. He's been on base twice already. Had a stolen base. Scored 2 runs.
That's right. And that was the 7th walk by Montana pitching today, as their infield is now pulled in.
There's a shot to center field. He's going to get down, going to roll all the way to the right fielder. 1 run in. 2 runs are in, and they're going to wave the third one in. Nope, they're going to keep him at third, and he hurries back. But Michael Gonzalez standing at second base with a 2 RBI double to right center field. Makes it 9-0 now. And Adrian Morales will be your batter. There's a winding pitch to him. Popped up out of play to the right side. And will reach the pavement. Lorenz at third, and Gonzalez at second for Westchester.
Stanley, have you heard what the special of the day is going to be at the Kiwanis concession stand?
No, I have not. Ooh, that one hit him, so the bases will be loaded by a hit batsman. I'm looking forward to the brisket sandwich.
Yeah, your word on the street is that today was originally going to be smoked bologna sandwiches. There's also at some point going to be some brisket. Talking with Carr Counts, and who's heading up the meal over there. And looks like we gonna have a call to the bullpen. Let's see what Green. Yep, takes the ball, so we'll have a pitching change. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee, Lawrence County, and Giles County. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup. We'll take a 60-second timeout. And when we return to Lawrenceburg, we'll tell you the new pitcher is for Montana as they trail 9-0 to California on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV, and live from Kalispell, Montana on 95.9 Hank FM. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Back in 60 seconds.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
Babe Ruth League's biggest summer events come to you from all across the country, from Cal Ripken Baseball to Babe Ruth Softball to Babe Ruth Baseball. BRN, the Babe Ruth Network, is your daily insight into all things Babe Ruth League. Tune in every day to check out what's going on in these all-star tournaments and maybe catch your team make our plays of the day. Go to BabeRuthNetwork.org. All right, it's a pitching change. It'll be Tommy Hellwig. And Max Smiley goes to third. Austin Green goes to second. And at short, once he removes his glove, you see who's at short, Stanley? We'll get that in just a moment. There we go, is Tarek Bistido.
Bistido, yep.
All right.
First pitch misses, ball 1-0. Joe Fortin, the batter.
Again, pitching changes. Pitching changes. Hellwig on the mound. Smiley at third. Bistido at short. And Green is at second. The infield is in for Montana.
That one misses outside. 3-0 now, Fortin. Nowhere to put him. Infield in, as JP says.
Of course, the 10-run rule goes into effect after today, 4.5 innings, as California is the home team.
So 3-1 now is a strike over the plate. There's a wind in the pitch. There's a shot down the right field line. It's going to stay fair. Roll toward the corner. It's cut off. 1 run in, 2 runs in. The ball's coming into the infield. So it'll make it 11-0 now to California. As Fortin laced one down the right field line, pulled it down there. And Warner cut it off.
Number 5, Ryan Gervais.
Yeah, he just turned on that one, Stanley, and lifted it right over the first baseman's head. A line drive base hit. Great piece of hitting there by Joe Fortin. I'm sure his grandmother listening would be very happy with that one.
Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Ball high. 1-0 now. Hellwig in relief. That one almost hit Gervais. Here's a pitch. Fly ball toward left field. Center fielder going back. He's still going back, and he's got it. Runner at third tagging, and he'll score easily on a sacrifice fly by Gervais. So Ryan gets an RBI and a sacrifice fly. That'll bring up Kennedy Gillian.
GN, yeah.
GN.
Close enough.
I want to say Ozzie Gillian is what I want to say.
Well, I was told it was like Ozzie Guillen, but with a G sound. GN.
GN. Beg your pardon. Ball inside, 1-0. So GN up there. Catcher on this squad. Runner at second gets his lead. Ball high. 2-0 now. One out. We're in the top of the bottom of the third. Swung on ground ball foul down the third base line.
And Stanley scored an update over on Cruz Field. Pennsylvania and North Dakota still tied at 1. That game is in the 4th inning.
A tight one over there, not so much over here. Here's the wind of the pitch. There's a shot back up the middle. It's going to fall in for a base hit to center field. They get it back in quickly. And the runner has to stop at third. So now Westchester have runners at the corner with Max Sterner, the right fielder, coming up. Sterner steps in, left-handed batter. Ball inside. 1-0.
At the plate, number 44, Max Sterner.
Here's a shot toward right field. That's going to get in for a base hit and roll for a while. Around first and headed to second is Sterner, and he's standing there with a double. Meanwhile, another run scores for California. So it's 13-0 now here in the bottom of the third. California in control over Glacier, Montana.
Batting now for Westchester, number 25, Glenn Gardner.
Pitch hitter now.
Glenn Gardner is going to pinch hit.
That's right.
So runners at second and third, 1 out. Their first pitch to Gardner. He pops it up off the side here. Is he going to stay in play? Nope, it reached the crowd. 0-1. They've scored 7 runs here in the bottom of the third to take a 13-0 lead. You've got to go 5 innings. California is the home team. If they still have a 10-run lead after the top of the 5th, the game will be called.
And if you're wondering tiebreakers about runs allowed, it is runs allowed, not how many you score.
Strike called. Caught the corner on the inside part of the plate. 0-2 now, 1 out. And we got to figure out what the next tiebreaker is. That's Spike or Tim, the directors. There's a shot toward right field. And he's going to hang up for him. The runner's going to tag from third and come on in on a sacrifice fly. So 14-0 now, California.
That's right now for Westchester, number 15.
As Warner caught that one in right field for Glacier. Mateo Camano is back up. There's a shot towards center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third. So they'll have runners at the corner now.
Batting now for Westchester, number 19, Garrett Spikuza.
Maybe my favorite name in the tournament. Garrett Spikuza.
Spikuza.
All right, Alabama boy. It's like Spicoli.
There's a pop-up in the infield on the first base side. Thompson calling for it, and he's got it for the third out. So that'll do it for California, but they score 8 big runs to take a commanding 14-0 lead now. We go to the top of the fourth. Your score, California 14, Montana nothing. You're listening to the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. And in Montana, you're listening to 95.9 Hank FM. Back in a moment.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story & Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story & Lee.
We know when we come into Story & Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story & Lee.
Story & Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Be sure to join us every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 for Exports Live, where locals go to talk sports. Pigskin Prognosticating 102 with Coach Lou returns this fall, along with extensive coverage of all 5 high schools in Lawrence and Giles counties. It's Exports Live every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6, only on the Exports Radio Network. Exports Live, where locals go to talk sports. Your score as we head to the top of the fourth. California with 8 in the third. They lead it now 14-0 over Montana. And up for the boys from Northwest Montana, the Pacific Northwest champions, Austin Green, top of the order, followed by Tommy Hellwig and Max Smiley. Your first three up for Montana. And here with the call once again, Stanley Wilson.
All right, new pitcher out there, Joe Fortin. So Fortin comes on in relief of Goodman here for Westchester, and Austin Green will lead off, trying to get some runs here. Ball low, 1-0. Glacier doesn't have to get them all back in one inning. They just need to chip away here. And he pops it up down the right field line. First baseman over in foul territory, and he takes care of it. So Gervais makes the out. Gervais, excuse me. Knock that S off.
Yeah, just like I showed you there. See over there?
I got you.
It's all right, folks. He's from Alabama.
Ball outside. Hellwig the batter. Montana looking for some offense here. That one's outside.
And we have a lot of fun. Stanley is an Alabama fan, and of course we are in Southern Middle Tennessee. A lot of volunteer fans. In our sports talk show, we Talk a lot of SEC football.
Ball high.
And another member of our broadcast crew, Cam Mashburn, over on the other field, a Tennessee fan. Never any arguments on the show, right, Stanley?
Never. That one's inside, so a 4-pitch walk puts Hillwig at first base. Mistodo will be battered.
At the plate for Glacier, number 7, Tarek Mistodo.
Mistodo up to bat now. Runner at first takes a lead. Swung on, foul ball at the plate. 0-1. Speaking of Tennessee football, I saw big Steve Cohn down there, former offensive lineman back in the early 70s for Tennessee. A friend of mine who says I'm one of the few Alabama fans he can tolerate.
Did he say that to your face?
Yeah. Swung on, ground ball towards short. Up with it, on the second for one, on the first, in time. So tough play right there for Montana. He was hustling down the line, but they get a double play for Westchester. Good defensive play for the guys from California. So that'll do it for the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Your score, California 14, Montana nothing. You're listening to Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. In Montana, you're listening to 95.9 Hank FM. Back in a moment.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. You see on the scoreboard, if you're watching on Exports TV, 14-0 California over Montana. 4 in the first, 2 in the second, and 8 in the third. 9 hits, no errors for Montana. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors. And this game summary is brought to you by the Summit at Home, helping individuals live independently at home. Up 4, the boys from California, top of the order. Michael Gonzalez, Adrian Morales, and Joe Fortin. Once again with the call, Stanley Roll Tide Wilson.
It's the only words I know.
Yep.
2 for 2 is Gonzalez. He's been on base all 3 times he's been up with a single, a double, walked his first time, got a stolen base, and scored 3 times maybe.
Is that Gonzalez? That is correct.
That is. I also have ESPN. Ball 1, 1-0. Two and 0. Skylar Warner, the pitcher for Glacier. Strike called.
A little breeze blowing now, Stanley.
Yep, that's good and it's bad. Ball low. It feels good on us, but it may be blowing in some rain. We don't hope not. It's a southeastern breeze. Here's a line in the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Gonzalez on for the 4th time in the ball game to lead off here in the bottom of the 4th. Close game next door is North Dakota is up 2-1 over West End, Pennsylvania in the, looks like the bottom of the 5th.
And Stan, we do have some rain approaching from the south.
That went outside. I also have the Weather Channel. Gonzalez gets his lead at first. Warner at the stretch, looks over, fires to the plate. Strike called. 1-1 now. The fans have fans. That's right, the fans have fans. And they're using them. There's a shot toward right field, and it's going to get down. Gonzalez going to hold up at second now. They're trying to play sportsman-like baseball out there. Gonzalez could have made it easily around the third, but his third base coach held him up, and Gonzalez asked him, what do I need to do? So good sportsmanship here at the Babe Ruth World Series. California in control 14-0. 2 runners on now with nobody out. And Joe Fortin, your batter. Strike in there. 0-1 from Warner. Fortin laced one down the right field line last time up.
Yeah, 1 for 2 today. Walk, a fly out, and a double.
Ball inside. Evens it up at 1-1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. California up 14-0. It stays this way. Montana really only have one more chance to get back in this ball game in the top of the 5th. There's a pop up towards center field. Meehan going over, and he's got it. And everybody's going to stay right where they are on the base pass. So 1 out now. That'll bring up Ryan Gervais, the first baseman. The first baseman, and the first time I got his name right. Gervais steps in here. Good looking hitter. This Westchester lineup is full of them.
They are. A scary baseball club.
Ball in the dirt. They are in the National Division. If you're wondering, Lawrenceburg is in the American Division. They will not face either one of these teams unless it's in an elimination round, which begins Tuesday, hopefully. We can keep all the weather correct. Ball outside, 2-0. I should say if the weather will cooperate with us.
That's right.
That rain that came in, it seemed like it just right on Lawrence County, and that was it. Ball 3-0. Went to the football jamboree after the games got called Friday, and no inkling of rain in Columbia, which is about 40 miles north of here. That one misses outside. Ball 4. So Gervais is on at first.
Batting now for Westchester, number 20, Fabian Galvin.
All right, so a pinch hitter now.
Fabian Galvin coming up. Fabian comes up with the bases loaded here. Swung on ground ball right into the hole between short and third into left field for a single. They're going to hold up the runners. So Gonzalez scores, making it 15-0 now. California over Montana. That'll bring up Max Sterner. Max, the right fielder for Westchester.
Max Sterner.
Strike called. Well, the host team playing after this one on this field, Lawrenceburg. Ball inside. Evens it up at 1-1 now. Playing Wisconsin. Eau Claire, Wisconsin will be the opponent for Lawrenceburg.
Wisconsin comes in at 0-2 to this afternoon's ball game. Lawrenceburg 2-0.
Foul tipped at the plate and hung on by the catcher. Strike two. 1-2 now. Bases loaded. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's a wind in the pitch. Curveball back up the middle. Second baseman's got it. He tags the runner coming, but he did not get the throw off to first base, so it'll just be one out and another run will score. So that'll increase their lead to 16-0.
At the plate for Westchester, number 25, Glenn Gardner.
Glenn Gardner, who came in as a pinch hitter, remained in the game. He's back up. First pitch to Glenn is called a strike. We got runners at the corner, 2 out here, 0-1 count. Bottom of the fourth inning, California in control, 16-0. Strike inside, 0-2. That one's bounced back to the pitcher. Up with it and throws on to first for the final out. So that'll do it for California in their half of the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth. Your score now, California 16, Montana nothing. You're listening to the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. In Montana, you're listening to 95.9 Hank FM. Back in a moment.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. With Stanley Wilson, I'm JP Plant from our Parks Lumber broadcast position at Denver Trap Field. We're so glad to be here with you this afternoon. Montana and California, and again, welcome those listening out in the great Northwest, Big Sky country from Kalispell, Montana, 95.9 Hank FM. Also players and family from Whitefish, Columbia Falls, Big Forth, and also some family members, Stanley, I understand, north of the border, British Columbia, and other places as well. So all over the place, and I know we've got some viewers and listeners out west in California as well, and all across the country. We appreciate you tuning in this afternoon on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, for our coverage of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. We head to top of the fifth inning. Up for Glacier, Montana will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Max Smiley will lead things off. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out today. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. That one's fouled away.
Joe Fortin back out there for Westchester in relief.
It's actually Gervais out there now, number 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're
That's all
right.
Yeah. Snuck that one in on us.
Yeah.
So Ryan Gervais on the mound.
Now look at the positions.
Again, he's from Alabama. No, I'm kidding, Stanley. That pitch is low. Cam's not here to get on you about that, you know?
It's been a break.
2-2 the count to Smiley. And that one is high and outside for a ball. Count full now 3-2. Open stance from Smiley. Here's a pitch from Gervais, fouled away.
Max is battling out there.
Yes, he is. Tight one over on Tom Cruise Field between North Dakota and Pennsylvania. Knotted at 2 in the bottom of the 6th. You can watch that on Exports TV 2. Catch Kevin Kilpatrick and Cam Mashburn on the call. There's a strike. Inside corner gets him looking. And Smiley goes down for the first out of the inning. 2 more outs for California. And this game will be complete with the 10-run rule. California, the home team. So if they were up by 10 or more after 4 plate appearances by the visitors, which is Montana, then the game is complete. Colliday, Chuck, the hitter, takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Here's Gervais. A little bit further outside, 1-1.
The hospital has distributed some fans, and these folks are wearing them out.
Yes, they are. We're getting a little breeze from the collective fanning up here.
Yeah.
There's a little strike on the outside corner. Keep it coming, guys. Fans are starting to fill up as the host team from Lawrenceburg. Scheduled for 2:30. We were just talking about that. They may push that up once the field and the teams get ready. Try getting as many games as possible. There's a grounder. Morales can't handle it. Took a couple of bad hops. Went right into his belly. And actually, that was Fortin, who is now at short.
Yeah, he moved from third to short.
And Morales is at third.
They just switched.
They switched. A little play at both places.
So the first error on California.
That pitch over for a strike. Sterner now at first. There's a line drive and is picked up. Steps on second, on to first, and that'll be the ball game. So Joseph Fortin with a double play makes up for that error, and California gets the win 16-0 over Glacier, Montana. California goes 2-1 in pool play. Montana now 0-2. And we will take a break. We'll have your post-game coverage, the World Series post-game show coming up from Denver Trap Field on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, and from Kalispell, Montana on 95.9 Hank FM. We'll take a 2-minute break along our network, and we return post-game coverage with some final stats and more. It's all ahead from the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series live in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You gotta come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
And we welcome you back in to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, Denver Trap Field, the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. California, big winners over Montana, 16-0 in pool play today as they go now to 2-1 and Montana 0-2. And before we look at our final stats, let's take a look, Stanley, at our player of the game. Who do you got for us?
I got Adrian Morales for Westchester. Adrian, we'll just pull up his stats real quick. He went 2 for 2 with 4 plate appearances, scored 4 runs, had 2 hits and 1 RBI.
Scored 4 runs. It's amazing.
Right behind him was Michael Gonzalez.
Yeah.
He got on base all 4 times he was up. He had 2 hits and 2 RBIs with a stolen base and scored 4 runs. The play of the game, that was going to be hard to do, and I'm sorry, that was the first volunteer player of the game.
Let's not forget him.
Adrian Morales and Michael Gonzalez.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to give them both of them.
Bye. Who was that by?
My first volunteer bank.
All right, thank you, Stan.
Sorry about that. Being gobble will let me not forget about
that's
that.
Right.
The Casino Riel play of the game. Casino Riel, the home of authentic Mexican taste. I'm going to give it to the whole team. 16 runs on 11 hits. I mean, everybody contributed. We talked about that at the Williams Auto Sales Key to the Game, is that how good of a hitting team this Wet California bunch is, and they proved it here this afternoon against Montana, getting in 16 runs on 11 hits. And it's time now for the U-Save Car and Truck Save of the Game, brought to you by U-Save Car and Truck Rental, where you always have a choice. U-Save Car and Truck Rental, the official rental car company of the Exports Radio Network and the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. And we have decided to give it to the host families.
That's right.
This is the last year that program will be sponsored by the Babe Ruth, and they had to be here late last night at the ballpark, and they turned around, especially the California bunch. They turned around and got these guys back here, got them cleaned up and fed and a good night's sleep, and got them back here on time. So I'm going to give it to the host family, along with JP backing me up on that one.
Oh yeah, they were up here well past midnight last night, as that game ended about 12:02, 12:03 between Giles County, Tennessee, and California, and they had the first game up here on Denver Trap Field. They were ready to play today, as you mentioned. 16 runs today as they win big over Glacier, Montana. All right, we'll take a look at our time now for a Vision Center look at your final stats. Brought to you by Vision Center and Dr. J. Chapman in Lawrenceburg. First up for the boys from Glacier, Montana, at the plate, Austin Green went 0 for 1 today. 0 for 1 for Hellwig, also Bistido 0 for 2, and Max Smiley and Logan Colladaychuk. 1 hit on 2 plate appearances for Ryan Thompson. 0 for 1 each for Ryan Thompson, Quentin Schreiber, Brandon Thomas, and Caleb Meehan, as well as Skylar Warner for Montana. And at the plate for the boys from Westchester, California, you already heard some stats from Michael Gonzalez. 2 for 4, 4 runs. 2 for 2 for Gonzalez, 4 runs. 2 for 2 for Morales with 4 runs scored. And 2 RBIs for Gonzalez, 1 for Morales. Joseph Fortune, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Ryan Gervais, 1 for 1 with 3 RBIs, 1 for 3 for Kennedy Gien, 2 for 3 for Max Sterner with 3 runs batted in. Hunter Lynch walked a couple of times, no official plate appearances today. Mason Goodman 0 for 1, Nate Lorenz 0 for 1, and Mateo Camano 1 for 1. And Fabian Galvin 1 for 1 as well with an RBI. An RBI also in Glenn Garner's lone plate appearance. And Garrett Spacuzza got to the batter's box as well. Pitching for Glacier, Montana. Terry Bistido with the loss today only pitched 2 innings as he gave up 6 runs, 5 of them earned, and walked 3, gave up 4 hits. Colliday, Chuck, and Helwig also pitched for Montana, and for Westchester, California, Mason Goodman picks up the win today as he went, I believe, 3 innings and didn't give up any runs, struck out 1, and only gave up 1 hit and 1 walk. So congratulations to California as they go to 2-1 in pool play. Montana now at 0-2. All right, let's take a look at our State Farm tournament recap, brought to you by State Farm agent Brad Nielsen. For all your auto, home, life insurance needs, call Brad Nielsen at 931-762-8181.
Well, we got a game going on right now, JP, over at the Tom Cruise Field. West End, Pennsylvania leading 3-2. Looks like they're in the top of the 7th with Pennsylvania still batting. North Dakota will be the home team, so they have a chance there in the bottom of the 7th to tie it or win it if they can keep them right where they are.
All right, so that's what's still going on, and you can watch the end of that game, by the way, Exports TV 2. And coming up on this field at Denver Trap, you've got the host team from Lawrenceburg taking on Wisconsin. Originally scheduled for 2:30, but we feel they might move that up a little bit. Just try to get the games in as quick as possible today. And game 2 on Tom Cruise Field will be Giles County, Tennessee, and Southern Brazoria County, Texas. Later on today, we will start Sunday's original lineup, which will feature on Tom Cruise Field sometime maybe around 5 o'clock today, Sarasota, Florida versus Southern Brazoria County, Texas, as they'll have to play back-to-back games. It will be on the same field. Montana will face off against Giles County, Tennessee, right here on Denver Trap Field. That game time sometime around 5 o'clock this afternoon Central Time. The late games, Pittsfield, Massachusetts versus West End, Pennsylvania on Tom Cruise Field sometime around 7:30. And same time sometime for Fargo, North Dakota, and Eau Claire, Wisconsin here on Denver Trap Field. All those games today get us back on schedule, Stanley, for Monday's action coming up next week. So final thoughts on this game is before we take a break and get you ready for other action?
It's looking like California's rising to the top here as the cream of their team over the National Division along with Texas. So that could be a battle down the road for those guys. But good performance here from California. They shut out Montana. Montana's got to go back and regroup and figure out what they need to do to win some ball games here before they get out of town. I know they had that long layoff, and that may have hurt them a little bit, but it's just a tough opponent when you got to face this Westchester group of where they're hitting right now.
Without question, indeed. And special thanks to our camera operators today, Ben Methvin and Dustin, up here in the booth with us, as certainly it's taken an army to pull off this production throughout this week. And of course Sunday, here in the South, a lot of people do go to church, and so it's the crowds may be down a little bit, but now that church is typically over, so the crowds start to fill in a little bit. But we want to thank those especially for helping us out today. Thank you for tuning in to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV, and of course those of us listening in Kalispell, Montana on 95.9 Hank FM. Operations Manager is Ben Luna. Director today is Kyle Johnson from MustangsTV.com. Studio Engineer Miss Paula Walker. For Stanley Wilson, I'm JP Plant, reminding you to stay tuned. Coming up, scheduled for 2:30, might be sooner. will be Lawrenceburg and Wisconsin. Follow our Twitter feed at Exports Radio for the latest on that game time. That's coming up later today, only on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. So long for now from Denver Trap Field in Lawrenceburg. Game 1 of 4 on this field in the books. We'll be back shortly with Lawrenceburg and Wisconsin, live from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series.